In today's video, we'll be making brown butter red velvet chocolate chip cookies. These are soft on the inside and crispy on the outside. So good. Here are the ingredients that I'll be using today, but not to worry, everything is going to be in the description. So let's get started. Since these are brown butter cookies, the first step is going to be browning your butter. If you haven't had brown butter cookies before, you are in for a real treat. For this process, especially if you are making this for the first time, I recommend that you stay close to your brown butter because once it starts to brown, it does go very fast. So pay attention to it. It does take a few minutes to brown, so just continue mixing it because you don't want it to get burnt. As you can see here, now it's starting to brown. It's under the foam, but once you mix it, you can see that it is browning. So you just want to brown it a little bit more. I wish you could smell this because the brown butter smells so good. But once you make it, you'll know when it starts to brown because you'll be able to smell it and then see the darkened color. So once that's browned, you want to put it to the side to cool while you prepare your dry ingredients. So here I'm mixing flour, cocoa, baking soda, and a bit of salt as my dry ingredients. So you're going to mix them all together until they're just combined, and then you're going to move on to mixing your wet ingredients. So my brown butter had been left to cool. Now I'm going to mix my wet ingredients. So that's going to be the brown butter, brown sugar, and white sugar. Now you're going to mix everything together just like that. So here I decided to use a whisk. Not a good idea. Probably use a spatula because the sugar clumps kept getting caught in the whisk. So definitely save yourself the headache and use a spatula. I'm not a baker, I just really like baking these cookies. Next, I added 1 egg and then some vanilla extract. Next, mix the wet ingredients very well until it starts to become a beautiful caramel brown color, as you can see here. And then you're gonna add your red food coloring or red food gel. So I used red food gel for this particular recipe, but you can also use red food coloring. And you can use maybe 3 or 4 drops depending on how red you want it to be. Next, I added in my dry ingredients into my wet ingredients. And I added them in gradually, so mixing as I added in the rest of the dry ingredients, as you can see. So you're gonna just wanna mix them together well until they are combined, as you can see here. And they're all gonna blend in to become a rich, would we call this mahogany burgundy color. Now for the fun part, I'm gonna add in some milk chocolate chips. I used about 30 grams for this recipe, but you can really use as much as you want. It wasn't that many chocolate chips, but I didn't want my cookies to be that sweet. But it's really up to you if you want to add more chocolate chips. So once everything was combined, I put it in the fridge for 30 minutes to cool before I put the cookies onto parchment paper. Next, I scooped the cookies into equal parts. So this recipe made 9 cookies, but they were pretty big. So you could probably get 12 cookies out of this recipe. Whenever I'm making cookies, I do tend to use a food scale. So I weigh the dough so that I can have equal amounts. But 2 tablespoons should be fine for this recipe. Bake them for 15 to 18 minutes. And as you can see, they look so yummy. They're such a beautiful, rich color. And they're soft on the inside and crispy on the outside. You'll want to let them cool a bit before consuming. But after that, enjoy. Thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and leave me a comment to let me know your favorite type of cookie. And I will see you in the next video.